What's up everyone, Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video. Today we have a shortened video. We don't have single spotlight or damage calcs, and for a good reason. Single spotlight, this Pokemon probably won't be seen in singles really at all. It just doesn't really hold much value in singles, and as far as damage goes, it's not going to be doing damage. We only have a few attacks, and the reasoning behind those attacks is not for damage. So we just skip both of those entirely. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. So, first off, we have our overview. This Pokemon is pretty cool. It does have a lot of good support attacks. It has things like Icy Wind, Taunt, like a lot of ways to control the damage output with Charm, Screech. It also has ways for speed control like the Icy Wind, Taunting, Trick Room Pokemon. It has a lot of really good attacks, and its abilities aren't insane. However, it has two pretty solid ones, and actually it has three good ones, but Technician we can't really use too much of an advantage because it just doesn't do, we don't really have any good attacks for Technician. You know, a lot of Technician Pokemon have, you know, other moves, things like Bullet Punch and Power Up Punch and stuff like that. We just don't really have any of that. So we went with Unnerve. Unnerve, making it so that our opponent can't eat any berries while this Pokemon's in battle. It's not going to come up too frequently, but there's a lot of berries, you know, like there's Babbery Berry from Pokemon like Togekiss and other fairy type Pokemon like that. We also have, you know, all the super effective berries are being played somewhat. Some Pokemon will use them. And then, of course, we have Incineroar, which famously uses things like a Guave Berry. I mean, sometimes it'll use Weakness Policy, or even I've seen choice items. And sometimes a Assault Vest. But anyway, so yeah, we're running a Nerve just to hit berries. You could also use Limber, which just opposes paralysis from this Pokemon, but your opponent's not going to be paralyzing this Pokemon very frequently, so it's fine. Anyway, so what does this Pokemon do? Well, it's very supporty. Doesn't do a lot of damage, is much like things like Leopard and stuff, but without Prankster. So it does offer a good bit of support attacks and stuff, but without Prankster. So a lot of its, you know, usage can probably be matched with a different Pokemon. But anyway, let's talk about this Pokemon. So normal typing gives us 1 immunity and 1 weakness. Immunity to Ghost, and then 1 weakness is Fighting. Overall, not bad. Normal typing is fine. It just doesn't really provide much of offense, but this Pokemon isn't really an offensive Pokemon anyway. None of its stats are too insane. Speed is really solid, speed being 115. Other than that, we have HP 65, defense and special defense both at 60 and 65. So overall, not very bulky, but we're running Focus Sash so that we can live an attack or two, or probably 1 attack. Most of the time, this Pokemon's just going to die to 2 attacks with Focus Sash, and Focus Sash providing our safety belt for their first attack. And then we have attack at 70 and special attack at 65. Like I said, just nothing really too insane, other than that speed. The speed is pretty solid, and then everything else just doesn't really stand out. But we're not using this as an attacking Pokemon, we're using it as support, so speed being the best stat is of course the best here. If only, it'd be really cool if our HP and stuff was really, really good, but we can't really change the stats of this Pokemon, so it is what it is. Anyway, that's going to be about it for our overview. We'll go ahead and talk about the actual moveset itself, the actual build. So as far as the build goes, we are using that ability of Nerve, like I was saying. It's pretty solid, just denying berry usage from certain Pokemon. It's pretty good. You know, you could pair this with something like Excadrill and just destroy opposing, anything with a Babbery Berry, things like the Togekiss, like I was saying. It's a really good way of doing that. And then we also have Focus Sash as our item. Here, Focus Sash just making it so we're naturally a little bit more bulky. Our build is kind of weird for Focus Sash. We have invested into HP. You can definitely change that to attack to make your Icy Wind, or to make your Fake Out stronger, or special attack to make your Icy Wind stronger. But I mean, those aren't going to be doing much damage anyway. So I think it's better to just have HP so that any kind of attacks you might be able to live 2 sometimes. You probably won't, but there's a chance. So as far as our moves go, this is where this Pokemon is actually good. So we have moves of Fake Out, Icy Wind, Taunt, and Screech on our actual set here. Fake Out's just obviously good. Fake Out is just good in doubles. It's very strong. And then we also have Icy Wind giving us a really good speed control, being able to hit lower both of our opposing Pokemon's speed constantly throughout the game with Icy Wind. Is really good. Taunt denying setup Pokemon, as well as denying things like Dusclops, Trick Room, and other Trick Room setters that aren't with Follow Me. So Taunt can be good. And then we also have Screech, which just lowers the attack harshly from certain Pokemon, which is really, really good. Wait, did I say that wrong? Is Screech the defense? Yeah. Target lowers the target's defense by 2. My bad. It's not attack. That's Charm. That's a different the different move that we have. But we're using Screech on this set because of things like the Tyranitar, Excadrill combo, things that we can use to make this Pokemon. We see the like fake tears on certain Pokemon. This Pokemon doesn't have fake tears. It has Screech. We do have fake tears on the Alolan Persian, so you can use like that Pokemon also. That Pokemon is definitely like more prevalently used, like Alolan Persian, just because it has like the fake tears. It also has Parting Shot and stuff like that. But this Pokemon has Fake Out, Icy Wind, a lot of speed control, a lot of damage control, which is really, really good. Then as far as other moves that we do have the access to, we have Foul Play, which is really good. Naturally, like just being able to do a lot of damage to certain Pokemon that like really set up. Swords Dance, Weakness Policy, Swagger, Mudsdale, like Own Tempo, Swagger, Mudsdale, a lot of random things. We can just do a lot of damage with Foul Play, which is really good. And I guess that's where my damage calc should have came in, but oh well. So then we also have some other good moves here: Hypnosis, Charm, and Switcheroo. So Switcheroo is like what's the other one? What's the Trick? It's like Trick, where you trade your item with your opponent. So we're not going to be using that on this build with Focus Sash, but you could run like maybe Lagging Tail Switcheroo or something. But that's really only good with Prankster, because with Lagging Tail we'd just be really slow and potentially just like die before we even get to do anything. So that's just something to keep in mind with Switcheroo. It could be good, but not on this build, not with the Focus Sash. And then we have Charm, which is really good, just lowering the attack from any Pokemon by 2. This is really good against things like Tyranitar, like Rhyperior. Like you avoid their weakness policy, and then they Dynamax, thinking you're gonna like run into the weakness policy or not, and then just do a lot of like solid damage. But with activating Charm on those Pokemon and then not activating their weakness policy, they become like literally no threat at all. Just a half attack Rhyperior or Tyranitar max, they're doing negative damage. Like they're actually doing 0 damage, which is really good. And obviously not actually 0 damage, but they're not doing much damage is what I'm saying. And then we also have Hypnosis, which could come into play really well against certain Pokemon. Just really good against Dynamax in general. This Pokemon definitely has a lot of pressure against a lot of Dynamax Pokemon with Charm, Hypnosis, Screech being able to make it so that you can take big knockouts, and it's really solid. It's actually good. And then Icy Wind being able to take out, control the speed a little bit better. And then, so yeah, that's about it for our moves. We have a couple of other good moves, but like they're like attacking. So like I saw like Gunk Shot, Body Slam, like some more attacking moves, but we're not using this Pokemon as an attacker, so like we don't really care about them too much. I really wish this Pokemon got Snarl like it's a Alolan counterpart, but we just don't, which is unfortunate. Next we have our investments. So as far as investments go, we went with 252 into HP and 252 into speed, and then Jolly Nature to give it plus speed and minus special attack. You can make it timid, so your Icy Wind does more damage. It's really what you think you're going to do more in a game. And I think Fake Out will probably happen more than Icy Wind in most games, because you're going to Fake Out the first turn, almost guaranteed. Not every time, it might not always be optimal, but it'll be optimal a lot of the time. And then the rest of the game, like you're probably like you'll stop one attack, and if they attack this Pokemon, the next turn they can kill it, and you usually only get one other attack in, and there's like a 50% chance it'll be Icy Wind. So that's why I just went with Jolly to give it the minus special attack instead of minus attack, just because we're gonna use Fake Out more frequently. And then just went with HP, since we don't really have any damage attack anyway. You can go into a attack instead of HP, or a special attack instead of HP, but I just thought it's worth it to go with that. Anyway, as far as our synergetic things go, our synergetic Pokemon, we do have Excadrill and Tyranitar here on the side, just because they provide a lot of damage. They give Screech a lot of really good ability to do a lot of things. Like I said, the Unnerved Screech can really just kill Togekiss, even a Dynamax Togekiss, with max Steel Spike from Excadrill, like really easily. We have Taunt to deny Trick Room, and these Pokemon are really fast and really like to be fast, and don't want to play under Trick Room against Trick Room teams, so Taunt can deny that, and then these Pokemon can kind of rain. And then Icy Wind, like I said, gives us that also just gives us that ability to take Pokemon out really easily. with speed control, and these Pokemon like a lot of speed control. So that's about it for this slide. We'll go ahead and talk about speed tiers, and then that's gonna be the end of the video. Like I was saying, we don't have damage calcs or anything today. So as far as our Persian goes, and I forgot to put the little Persian there. I made it a mess. I'm sorry. I should have done this first. Anyway, there's Persian. That's why I did that. So Persian is at 183. You know, very fast, a very solid speed tier here. Being able to outspeed just about every fast Pokemon, or just outspeeding every, you know, mid to pretty fast Pokemon. Things like Durant, Charizard, Ninetales, Mimikyu, Arcanine, Excadrill, Duraludon. A lot of Pokemon that are commonly very fast, but Persian just barely outspeeds them, which is really good. Hitting a really solid speed tier, being able to really do a lot of damage against a lot of these Pokemon, things like Taunt on certain Pokemon, things like, well, Whimsicott outspeeds, but, you know, Dusclops and Hatterene and a lot of really good Pokemon you can taunt, which is really good. And then we also have the ability to Icy Wind. Being very fast is very good. Being able to Icy Wind Pokemon, like all of these, and then have a mid-speed Pokemon, being able to outspeed those Pokemon. So like you Icy Wind, and then you outspeed, and then Durant goes lower, and then your Excadrill is able to take out that Durant before the Durant can take out your Excadrill. So like that's just one example of like Icy Wind, like being at a very strong high speed tier with Persian, being able to really do a lot of damage with that. And then we have Pokemon that do outspeed us, things like Whimsicott, Inteleon, Butterfree, Dragapult, all Chlorophyll users, Swift Swim users, Unburdened Pokemon Scarf, Choice Scarf users. All of these fast Pokemon are going to be outspeeding us naturally. You could use Choice Scarf potentially as well, but like I said, we're going to want to use Fake Out a lot of the time for our first attack, and then being locked into Fake Out is just something you never want to do. So Focus Sash I feel like is fine because it gives us that you know, safety belt to where we can usually hit once, and then like a lot of the time Dragapult won't, like things that are fast like Dragapult and Inteleon, they won't really want to pressure the Persian as much as your partner Pokemon. So a lot of the times you'll be able to get 1, 2, maybe even 3 attacks off with this Pokemon, which can be enough to really swing the game in your favor. So yeah, that's Persian. That's about everything that I have for Persian. I think this Pokemon's actually really cool. It has a lot of really good support attacks. Granted, I think a lot of Pokemon will do its job a little better, but having Fake Out, Speed Control, Screech, Charm, Switcheroo, like a lot of really, really good attacks, and you know, very, very fast base speed, being a very fast support Pokemon. So Persian definitely has some capabilities of being usable in VGC 2020. So hopefully you want to try him. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like Persian, leave a like and subscribe. If you don't, still like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great evening. Goodbye.